On a bright sunny day, Jang, the gangster, heads out to grab some lunch at a ramen stall. For some unknown reason, he skips eating his meal and immediately asks for the bill. To his surprise, he is also made to pay for the food consumed by a student at the table next to him. Afterward, he drives off to another location. As he attempts to cross the street, he encounters garbage collectors busy picking up trash from the area, blocking his way. This is where everything unfolds. While waiting for the garbage men to finish, Jang decides to step out of his car to call his assistant, Chul. Meanwhile, Kim, the high school student, is precariously perched on the edge of a rooftop. Suddenly, an unfortunate event occurs. He falls from the rooftop and crashes into Jang. Both of them lose consciousness and are rushed to the hospital. Moments later, Jang regains consciousness. He gets out of bed and starts wandering the hallway. However, he quickly realizes something is off when everyone in the hospital refers to him as Kid or Kim. Confused, he soon spots a man lying in a bed next to his room and recognizes that the man is actually him. Looking in the mirror confirms his suspicion that he is trapped in a child's body. He desperately tries to convince everyone that he is not Kim, but no one believes him, as the doctor claims he has retrograde amnesia. He then attempts to forcefully swap this kid's body with his original body, but his efforts are in vain. Just as he is trying to do this, Chul enters the room and becomes furious upon seeing this kid behaving inappropriately. He warns him to back off or else he will be beaten up. Realizing that Jang is powerless to reclaim his original body, he must continue living as a high school student. He assumes the identity of the new Kim. On his first day back at school, he encounters an experience unlike any other. He witnesses his friend Hyeon being bullied by a group of peers. They even challenge him to a fight after school. However, this isn't the Kim everyone is familiar with. This is Kim, now embodying the spirit of a gangster. He is ready to fight back without a second thought. Jang grows curious about why others perceive him as a loser. Consequently, he plans to confront some bullies on a hill after school. Accompanied by his friend Jae, he approaches one of the bullies to inquire if he has done anything to warrant their disdain. The response is negative. They simply think Jang looks like a loser. After obtaining the information he sought, Jang and Jae leave the bullies behind. Following this, Jang decides to meet with Chul to assert his position as the boss. He arrives at Chul's workplace, but Chul is skeptical at first. Nevertheless, Jang knows how to earn his assistant's trust. He reveals secrets about Chul that no one else knows, and it works. Jang then questions Chul about why he was guarding his boss in the hospital. This leads to a shocking revelation from Chul, who claims that CEO, Jang's rival, is plotting to kill him. The next day after school, Jang is on a call with Chul when Hyeon accidentally bumps into him, dropping a doll. He decides to return it to her. When they finally meet, an astonishing moment unfolds. He discovers that Hyeon's mother is his former girlfriend, Seon, whom he left for another woman. A short while later, Jang seeks Chul's assistance to determine if Hyun is indeed his daughter. They decide to test the DNA of both Hyun and Jang using their hair samples. The results reveal that Hyeon is 99% likely to be his daughter. Overwhelmed with guilt for not being a better person for Seon and their child, he consults Chul for advice on how to connect with Hyeon and Seon. Chul suggests that he should change his appearance. Consequently, Jang plans to shed some weight and improve his grooming. He first invites Hyun to join him for workouts with a trainer who happens to be Chul. They diligently practice martial arts and jump rope together for several months. Eventually, Jang notices the positive changes in his body, which becomes leaner and more vibrant. After that, he focuses on grooming himself, altering his hairstyle and opting for soft contact lenses to replace his nerdy glasses. Jang's new appearance turns out to be quite appealing, attracting the attention of many girls. Simultaneously, Hyun begins to earn respect from her peers who used to bully her. Seon expresses her gratitude towards Jang for always looking out for her daughter by inviting him to her stall for ramen. While they are chatting, a drunken man approaches and slaps Seon inappropriately. Jang, infuriated, confronts the drunkard. In that moment, Seon starts to have her doubts about Jang. She notices similarities between Jang and Kim's behavior and words, prompting Jang to clarify his true identity. He recounts the tale of how he ended up switching bodies, but Seon remains skeptical. To convince her, he shares memories of their time together when they were dating. At last, Seon feels she is conversing with the man who abandoned her. Anger wells up inside her. She is furious that he hasn't sought her out in such a long time. She forcefully kicks Jang out of her stall and warns him to keep his distance from her daughter. The following day, Hyun finds herself sitting with Jang right after school. She inquires about what he discussed with her mother. Her interest piqued because her mom instructed her not to see him again. While they chat, a member of the student council approaches them. He invites Hyun to his birthday party at his villa. Hyun happily accepts the invitation, thrilled that someone like her, often considered an outcast, could be included in the celebration. Meanwhile, Jang is meeting with Seon. He intends to apologize once more for all his past actions. However, Seon believes he cannot make any difference. She has raised Hayeon on her own, and he has no right to be involved in her daughter's life. She also thinks that if the body swap hadn't occurred, he would never have sought her out. Thus, she resolves to leave Jang. But as San approaches the exit, Jang runs after her and kisses her on the lips. This infuriates San. She slaps him and threatens to take him to the police. As she drags Jang outside, he receives a call from Jae. Jae informs him that Hyun is in trouble. He overheard some girls discussing it while delivering meals to those not invited to the party. Jang immediately abandons Seon and asks Chul to arrange a car for him. He then rushes to the party venue where he finds Hyun surrounded by boys. He senses that she is in need of assistance. However, the boys refuse to let Hyun go as the party is just getting started. Jang and the boys begin to brawl. Fortunately, both Jang and Hyun have prior martial arts training. This enables them to defeat all the boys and escape the villa. Jang receives news from Chul that his wife is having an affair with his rival, the CEO. Consequently, he writes a letter to the chairman, who is also his wife's father. In the letter, he claims to be the victim and accuses his wife of conspiring with another man. Suddenly, Kim awakens from his coma, now inhabiting the body of a gangster. He returns home and encounters his father, Jung, who does not believe he is his son. Luckily, Jung also returns home. There, Jang and Kim meet for the first time since the accident. They explain to Jang what has truly happened to them. Afterward, they agree to support one another. They decide to meet Seon at her stall. Upon arrival, they deceive Seon into believing they have switched their bodies back. However, the CEO and his aides enter the stall, searching for Jang with the intent to kill him. Jang instructs Kim and Sean to take cover in the kitchen, determined to resolve the situation. He confronts the CEO and his assistants. With Seon's assistance, they manage to expel them from the stall. Seon forgives Jang and is open to welcoming him back into her life. The chairman invites Jang over to his home. He wishes to discuss the letter he sent. Noticing that Jang is the victim, he instead proposes that Jang become his successor. However, Jang, who is actually Kim at that moment, declines the offer as he is unsure of what to say. When Jang encounters Kim, he commends Jang for his choice. He feels a sense of relief knowing he no longer has to lead a life filled with regret as a criminal. Unfortunately, his wife has plans to confront them, but being aware of the situation, Jang saves Kim and ends up getting hit by a car. He sustains serious injuries and is rushed to the hospital. Just as Jang is on the brink of death, both Jang and Kim unexpectedly switch their bodies back. By the conclusion of this film, we see that Kim is still alive and Jang has reunited with Seon. Jang even purchases a shop to open a bakery. They all work there alongside Jung and Chul. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe for more like this, activate notifications, and leave a like and comment to support the channel. Thank you for watching.